Hey everyone, so I got another video for you, and this is going to hit on a couple of topics that are very big topics in my opinion. So first off, we're going to go back to where I left off in the last video, which was I was asking, is this an Aguilar thing, a Colorado thing? The one thing I didn't ask, is this a family thing? Because most of the research that I'm doing on the residents here that are involved in the town and the people that are involved with them, a good majority of them aren't from the town. They didn't grow up here. Like, really, their family ties are very, very limited here, like within the last generation or so. There's only very, very, very few people that are involved in any of this that are actually like local Aguilar local. Now, I've got a video for you, and this is from the special meeting, and this person raises a lot of good questions. So I tell you what, let's take a look at this video. I'm going to stop it in between, and I'm going to make comments on it, because I feel that this is education that I do believe we've gone over before, but maybe it needs to be a little bit more informative. Let's get into it.
You have an illegal action taken by one of your employees against private citizens and volunteers in this community. It was illegal. I don't know how to impress upon you anymore that what she did was highly illegal. And it was never formally, as you all promised me, personally, at these meetings, would be addressed, was not addressed. Okay, what you voted on never came to fruition. It just kept on getting put off and put off and put off and put off. That's a problem, because that's led to other problems that keep coming up within employee behavior that are not being addressed. And I'm wondering how you're going to address those issues when you have abhorrent or illegal behavior by an employee, or that violates their code of conduct for their office. That you represent our town.
That is a very good question. Very good question. I like that question. Who holds the employees accountable? I mean, we got the answer 3 years ago, but I guess we got to go back over this education. So, who holds the employees accountable? That would be the council. And the council is supposed to investigate wrongdoing. And if an employee brings liability onto the town legally, usually that's grounds for termination. I know Tyra's position was pretty tricky, but the other two's positions are pretty clear.
And you have people that said, you know what, we're not going to sue our town because our town can't afford a lawsuit. There's plenty of other crap going on. You guys don't need that.
And that right there, that's another awesome statement. So out of everybody in town, and out of everybody that could sue the town, you know who sues the town? Take a wild guess. I can tell you that it hasn't been a single person that doesn't work for the town. I find it kind of funny how the people that work for the town have sued the town. And I also find it kind of funny how they're suing the town with CIRSA lawyers. So, yeah, it's a big old complicated like little web, but yeah, not a single person has sued the town except for people that have worked for the town. Kind of crazy, right? But you just heard her. The town can't afford that, right? But and we've heard it before. We're broke. But then I'm hearing budgets at the meeting, and I'm like, stuff just doesn't add up. Math ain't mathing once again. I think we've gone back 3 years once again. But let's continue. There's a little bit more.
We wanted a official reprimand of some kind on the books over what had occurred, and you all know that situation. You all know exactly what happened with that. And what happened by the law in Colorado and federal law was illegal. Highly illegal. You cannot use your job. And yes.
Excuse me. You're saying our town, where do you live?
I have an Aguilar address. I'm also a volunteer in the community. I live up in the foothills.
And this is where the confusion comes into play, because at this point, some people think that they're residents of Aguilar when, I guess, unless you live in the town limits, you don't. You might have an Aguilar address. All of your taxes might go to Aguilar, your property taxes. They got to pay school taxes. They got to pay these taxes, that taxes, this tax, that tax. It all goes into Aguilar. But apparently the people that live within this border here don't live in Aguilar. They're not a part of Aguilar. And I guess they have no say in Aguilar. But the people that live down here in this little spot here, they all have a say. But let's clear the borders up here. So what we have here is the border of the actual town. That is the town's border. I mean, it's kind of a crazy border with all the like straight edges and then like weird jaunts and stuff. I mean, the weirdest spot is like up here near the top. So if you go up here near the top, you can see anything on this side of the line is not a part of the town, but anything on this side of the line is a part of the town. Which means a bunch of these streets are like half not in the town. And then you come down here to this little spot down here. And I mean, look at that. That's kind of a crazy, like, it cuts through the property there. I mean, I don't know who lives there, but it cuts through half of the property there.
I chose Aguilar to live because there was a welcome to Aguilar. When we moved here, we were told very no uncertain terms how welcoming this community was. In fact, it's on your website. All are welcome here. Is that not correct?
I can't believe that comment was even made.
I can't believe that came out of your mouth, but I mean, I'm just being honest. I don't have a filter. I'm going to be completely honest with you. You have people in this community who are willing to put our lives on the line for this community every single day. And you have others who are countering and discouraging people from serving this community. And we're doing everything we can to let people know, don't let that element bring you down. Don't let that element drive you away. Don't listen to them when they are caught on video saying, go back to where you came from. That shouldn't be said by anyone sitting in this office, ever.
I can't say I've ever heard.
Would you like to see the video? I have it.
If you want to show it, I mean, I can look at it, but like I said, I've never heard it.
It was said by her sitting in this office. Was it not?
I did say it.
Yeah, see, I mean.
And there's Monica, right on time, right on cue. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see it. I have no clue what you're talking about. That's called plausible deniability. And they try to use plausible deniability to get out of stuff. In fact, I'm pretty sure their lawyer fucking told them flat out, if you don't want to address something, just say that you have no knowledge of it. If there is anything that is bringing liability to your town, do not admit to it. Do not even acknowledge it. Say that you have no knowledge of it. It's called plausible deniability.
It's not denied,
On,
but these things need to stop.
the YouTubers came in here and I did say certain people need to go back to where they come from if they're gonna just cause trouble.
There's nothing wrong in that.
So, by whose definition of trouble are we going by? And what is trouble? Like, is trouble exposing the lies that have been told to the people for I don't know how many years? This whole thing about the tanks being in compliance, well, I can tell you firsthand knowledge that that concrete tank, the roof is completely shot. There are holes in that roof. I saw it when I went up there and I was checking the tank when the town got a week of free labor out of me. So what do you mean by trouble? And yes, it is. It doesn't matter what the context was. Employees, especially governmental employees, should not be talking like that. That is against code of conduct. But we're not going to hold her accountable. We're going to agree with her.
That wasn't what she said. She was referring to a board member. And it's been said about me. It's been said about other people in this community. That's not a sense of community that we're fostering.
Well,
You cannot keep allowing that to happen. It needs to be addressed. I'm not saying fire everybody,
No.
but it needs to be addressed and it needs to stop. Because the rest of us are working for a unified community and working our butts off pretty hard. I mean, did you see Trick or Treat?
Yeah,
Have you seen the homecoming parade? Have you seen what's been done in this community?
There's a lot.
There's a lot of people working hard for this community.
There's a lot of people
But to
working
have a
hard.
board member, where do you live?
It's just a
I
simple
live here.
question.
My address is Aguilar.
It's just a simple question. I
You
don't
don't live
understand.
here
why.
though.
I live in
my point.
Aguilar. My
You're
tax
failing
dollars,
Where do you live?
my tax dollars for Aguilar.
Tell me where you live.
I live up in Spirit Mountain Ranch. That's
Why are
never
you saying you
been.
got an Aguilar address if you live in Spirit Mountain? That's my
There we
question.
go.
I can't believe this going on.
So are
What
you
is it
happy
that
with
she's
the
an
corruption
all-shit fire?
and the shitting on your citizens and treating your volunteers who are risking their lives for this community in that way? Because we said we didn't want to sue. I had lawyers approach me because of what Tyra Aguilar did. You realize how highly illegal that was? I'm asking you genuinely, do you understand how highly illegal what she did was? She's gone now, but you keep punishing board members, you keep punishing people who come in and try
Nobody
and
is
speak.
punishing anybody.
I got threatened with arrest here for speaking up. Don't tell me I haven't been attempted
When
to
were
be
you-
punished.
when were
It was
you
on
threatened?
video,
Everything, I understand everything's on
3
video.
months ago.
When was this?
3-4 months ago.
Okay, and
Tyra sat there and said, I want her arrested. I said,
we
then arrest
cannot,
me.
we cannot keep going backward. And I understand what you're saying. I do. Don't
That's
get me
what I
wrong.
mean. You
But the
need,
thing of it
going
is,
forward,
we're
what are
trying
you
to
going
go
to do?
forward.
Going forward, what are you gonna do to keep preventing this? What are you going to do to reprimand employees who do those actions?
Well, that's why we
to
have
say
the
those
lawyer
things?
now. That's why we have our lawyer now. And we're going the steps it's supposed to be going.
Well, as you heard Monica there, that's why they have a lawyer now. They're not going backwards anymore. They're not going backwards anymore. But let's again throw up scary CRSs to try and stop the citizens from speaking up.
We're
So you're
doing
saying
what we're
that
supposed
you
to be
won't,
doing.
you won't investigate and reprimand
Oh,
an
it's being-
employee
it's
for
being-
their
it's being
actions
investigated.
without a lawyer?
I will not make any comments without the lawyer, because I do not want to overstep anybody's boundary or have anybody treated
Where was your
unfairly.
mayor during the declared emergency?
Huh?
Where was your mayor and board during declared emergency in town? That was another question I had. See, those of us who don't live in town,
She was at a
we're
training,
open, but how much did that cost the town?
nothing, because she paid for it.
Monica. So there's Monica. She doesn't want to speak. She doesn't want to speak without a lawyer, but she'll tell you flat out that the mayor paid for that trip. But we just ended up finding out that the town paid $480 for it. Maybe a little bit more.
I got a question. Curio Collections by Hilton, the Art Hotel, what in the heck is that?
That was where we stood at. For-
$983. Oh, no.
So there you go. $483 for a room. Was that one room? Was that two rooms? I know Monica went up there with her, so I'm not so sure on how many rooms it was. Did they share a room? I did it have a double bed? Did it have a single bed? Did it have a jacuzzi in there? I mean, I'm kind of wondering what $480 was, especially on discount. But if y'all want to just keep listening to the lies, keep obeying. We'll catch you on the next one.